What's going on? Yet another video. This time, gonna cover the Titans yet again. Welcome aboard. Sorry, gotta swipe away a message on my phone. If you haven't been here before, my name is Cody Lear. You should give a like, comment, and subscribe if you like what we're doing here. I would sure appreciate it. Nice to see you guys. Nice to talk to you. Usually I'd be a little bit more exciting, but I'll talk about the Titans again. And I don't have my jersey on because it doesn't feel like it's deserved. I don't have anything else going for me because the team has been pretty rough. Yeah, things did not turn out very well. Now, let's get the moral of the thing out of the way, right? Matthew Stafford played a really good ball game. He threw for 298 yards. He threw for 2 touchdowns and an interception. Cody Barton made a phenomenal pick. Shout out to him. Kyren Williams ran for 66 yards. Puka Nacua ran from a 45-yard one, which looked like a jet sweep, for a touchdown. Blake Corum ran for a touchdown. He ran for 44 yards. The rushing game was still kind of dominating the Titans a little bit. Obviously, they covered some of it a little better, but they did not do a phenomenal job in it. They were getting pressure all over the place. 5 sacks altogether with Cameron Curl. I know Byron Young got 2 of them. Was it Kobe Turner? And then I don't remember the last guy. But yeah, I do remember those ones at least a little well. But yeah, defensively, the Titans didn't play completely awful, but it wasn't great either. And I think part of that is that the Titans weren't moving the ball well enough, and it just kind of made things difficult for them. You got to be able to move the ball down the field. If you don't, then it wears your defense out when they're constantly on the field. And I feel like that's kind of what happened there. We'll go over Titans offense real quick. Cam threw for his first touchdown. He was like 19 for 33, 150, 175 yards maybe. Tony Pollard, he ran for 92. Chimere DK, he had a couple carries if I remember correctly. Yeah, it looks like it's 2 for 9. Cam, he ran 4 for 8. Receiving got a little bit better. Alec Aomanor got the first touchdown, passing touchdown of Cam Ward's career. He had 56 yards, 4 receptions for a touchdown. Calvin Ridley looked a little bit better. He got 3 receptions himself, 57 yards. Chikakonkwo did a little bit more. Van Jefferson did a little bit more. Gunnar Helm had a couple catches. Yeah, overall, the offense really has some things to work on, and most of it is on the offensive line part. Obviously, the defense playing a little better would have been nice to go with. As you see my cat's tail, as he decides to stick it in there again. L'Jarius Sneed battled with Devontae Adams the whole game. Really tough game for him, to be honest with you. It was a tough battle. They both played pretty good ball overall, and I think that they will be happy with that. Amani Hooker got the only sack on the Titans. They should have done a little better at getting to the pass. So they got to get to the quarterback a little better. I thought that's why you drafted Femi Oladejo, but I guess that was not the case whatsoever because he didn't do it. And yeah, not a lot of things to be excited about on the defensive side for me personally. They did an okay job, but they got to start getting to the quarterback. They play the Colts next, and the Colts just did a phenomenal job against the Broncos, and the Titans let up 6 sacks. So I don't know what they're going to do when they play the Colts. They're probably just going to get stomped on. Chimere DK hasn't looked phenomenal as a receiver, but he has looked really, really good in the kick and punt returns. Hopefully, he gets a little bit more going on the offensive side, though, because I would like to see him be that Jameson Williams type of player, with Alec Aomanor being the better route runner and Calvin Ridley being that vet that can still get the job done. Tyler Lockett has not done enough to really impress me just yet. Obviously, I would like to see a little bit more out of Van Jefferson as well. I've been complaining about him since the preseason. Yeah, there's a lot of things to look at there and not be exactly thrilled with. And I'm not. I'm going to be honest, I'm not. I don't think there's not a lot to look forward to here. Joey Sly, shout out to him for the four for 4. Helped me on fantasy, so that's pretty cool. He hit a 57-yarder, which was his biggest one. He played really good ball. He also had the extra point, obviously, so he scored 13 points just himself. You look at it, first quarter, the only score in the first quarter was the Puka Nacua 45-yard run. Joey Sly hits a field goal in the second quarter. Joshua Carty responds. Alec Aomanor gets a touchdown, and Joey Sly hits the field goal to end half. The Titans played a phenomenal second quarter. a phenomenal second quarter, and then things just went off the rails immediately in the third quarter. Well, I guess I shouldn't say immediately because it was at the end when Davis Allen caught that touchdown. But they did not play good offense at all. And it just got immediately destroyed with Davante Adams catching a 14-yard touchdown pass, Blake Corum getting a touchdown run, Joey Sly hit yet another field goal. You look at the Titans' total yards; they only had 252. 143 were on the pass because, again, they were sacked 5 times. They rushed for 109 yards. They had about 3.9 yards per play. There really is not a lot of good things to look at from this perspective, and I'm trying. I'm really trying, but no, this team was just awful. They were close on first downs. Third down efficiency wasn't. I would like it to be 500, but you can only get as close as you can. Yeah, they punted the ball 5 times. Still, penalties were still all over the place. Lost a fumble. Time of possession was still dominant. They dominated time of possession. Well, no, I guess I shouldn't say dominated. It was actually fairly close. I think it was only like 14 seconds, 17 seconds off. But either way, there's not a lot of positives to look at. I mean, Cam Ward looked better. Obviously, it was going to be a tough battle with the LA Rams. I think the LA Rams are going to be a really good team. They will get things go. They will get it going forward for them. The Titans got to play better on the offensive side. They got to start getting to the quarterback on the defensive side because, unfortunately, the Jarius Need. I mean, he was battling with Davante Adams, but Adams got the better of him on a few possessions and led to a touchdown on one of them. So he's got to get that part figured out. Titans got to figure out how they're going to get into that backfield because when you're letting your quarterback throw all day long, you're in a lot of trouble. They just re-signed Jeffrey Simmons for I think it was like 632,000, basically paying him for the 17th game, which fair enough, it was deserved. I think that he is probably the best player that we have on the defensive side of the ball. I don't think probably not even probably at this point. I mean, you got L'Jarius Sneed; he's a very good player as well, but I don't know if he's as good as old Jeffrey Simmons for us. On the flip side, I think looking at the Rams team, you have a lot of positives there. Granted, it was just the Titans, but Matthew Stafford looked a lot better. I didn't think he looked great week 1, but he didn't look awful week 2 at all. Kyren Williams, he obviously didn't get a lot going, but it looks like you have a little bit more of a dynamic offense right now. Blake Corum seems to be able to do the job fairly well, kind of fill that little slot. And I mean, the two of them together ran for 110 yards off of 20 carries, or 22 carries, so not a complete awful day at the shop. Yeah, I think that you have a lot of good things that you're looking forward to. You're seeing that Davante Adams and the Puka Nacua combo is going to be an absolute star-studded cast. Tyler Higbee was catching some really good passes. He's going to be that guy that you're going to go to on the third down and be pretty confident in. And you still have Tutu Atwell and Davis Allen. Like, there's players on the Rams that I looked at this game, or at least after this game, and I was just so surprised with how good they were. And yeah, they showed up and showed out week 2, and yeah. From the Titans' perspective, you play the Colts next. There's not a lot of things to be positive about right now because the offensive line is completely awful. The defense is getting unfortunately torn apart just because they have nobody on the team right now. I don't remember who the Rams play, but I know that. But I'm sure that's a fairly favorable matchup compared to what they had this last time. Yeah, no. Oh, they play the Eagles. Never mind. That's going to be a tough battle. But yeah, looking forward. I don't know what to expect because the presser today, Brian Callahan says that unfortunately all offensive sacks are not all on the offensive line. I don't disagree to an extent, but some of that was just kind of crap coming right out of his mouth because they were getting to the quarterback nonstop. Like it, and I understand Latham was out. That is a big deal for that. That could have, deterred things in a certain favor in a certain way. But really, yeah, he was a turnstile at that right tackle position. I believe his name's Kowu. I don't know how to say his last name, to be honest with you. But he was getting torn apart by Byron Young the entire game. Jared Verse obviously didn't get to do too much into the game, but overall, they were just kind of turnstiling that offensive line and beating them good. The best player on that offensive line to me looked like it was Peter Skoronski, so shout out to him. Really good pick by whoever the last was it Robinson that did that one? I think it might have been Robinson that did that one. So yeah, good shout out for him, to be honest with you, because that's about one of the only positive things I'm going to say about him. The running game, I think, it has a little bit of room to be desired. I think that they can do a little bit better next week. I kind of saw what Dobbins and Harvey were able to do to the Colts just this weekend. So overall, I think the run game is still open. Obviously, the pass game is going to be a little better, and it needs to keep getting better because we have some tough weeks ahead as a unit as the Titans fans. The boys themselves, I don't know what to tell them. They play the Texans week 4 on the road as well, and then they play the Cardinals in week 5, and the Cardinals are looking okay. Looks like kind of it could be a winnable game, but unfortunately, our first win might not come till like week 7 or week 8. Maybe the Patriots, maybe the Raiders. Man, it's not looking great. It is not looking good at all. But hey, hopefully they can get it figured out. They can start winning some football games. We don't want to be at this position of being the number one worst team in football. Luckily, there's a lot of teams that are tied with us right now, so we have a little bit of room to be desired. I mean, the Chiefs are also there. The Colts are also, or not Colts, the Bears, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Giants. Yeah, there's some teams that are still there, so we're not completely out of the woods yet, but we got to play a little bit better football. Yeah, really, really tough day. Really tough run at the office, so I don't know what to say anymore at this point. I'm frustrated, but what can you do? That being said, thank you so much. If you did make it all the way to the end of the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next video. I thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all later.